Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the porch. I'm Red Dirt Preacher, also known as Lainey. So welcome into the porch this morning. A growing Christ-conscious family in church, 1111 light bulbs out in the sky. And if 1111 is not your thing and you didn't get here on a twin pain journey or 1111 bat symbol, you got here because of heart and desire. So in the love of truth. Anyway, welcome. So, you guys, I know you can't really tell it, but I am like, look at this. I feel like a child. Look at this. I'm surrounded by leaves. Look at this. It's fall. I have my own app for that. You know what I mean? So, I feel like a child right now. It's really cool. These leaves are nice and wet, so I'm going to regret this. Messing up my shoes. Anyway, so I want to talk about Death Feed Well of the Land, and this is not a story that cowboys don't know. This ain't a story that, this is not. If you have some salt on the earth, then you recognize the context of the story, but let's spit it and have fun anyway. Yeah. So, I had a job once in a 900-acre tree farm, okay? And I was walking around one day, and there's a couple county roads that went through these properties, couple, creeks and rivers. Southern Indiana, Bigfoot zone. Don't play, because I was out there looking for Bigfoot, too, And, anyway, one day I saw the turkey buzzards just, I've seen turkey buzzards before, but I ain't never seen turkey buzzards up close. You don't want to be up close to a turkey buzzard. So anyway, I found myself up close to quite a few as I was walking down the country road. They were probably like 35 feet from me. So I turned off the tractor and I walked over there like, what are they doing? And the grass was probably up to like, I don't know, higher, mid-thigh, the wild grass. So I didn't smell anything, and I didn't notice anything. I just saw like 3 or 4 turkey buzzards like 30 feet from me. Curiosity killed my cat. So I went walking down the road, and I went into the thicket a little bit, parting the grass like in Narnia. And before I went maybe 4 foot into the timber, the grass was beaten down in this perfect crop circle, and there was somebody's poor dead dog. Probably like, and I couldn't believe the size of the dog. The size was like a medium dog. And here are these predatory birds just, and the thing about this was, I knew about this stuff when I was a kid. It's different when you work in the land and you run into it. Way different. Smells different, looks different. You try to... Anyway, so I picked me up a big old feather from the ground, and stuck it in my hat. But told the Lord, thank you for the lesson there. And what I had just seen and witnessed was something, like I said, that any cowboy with salt has seen before. That death feeds well the land. As sad as that story might have been for women to hear, men are like, hey, death feeds well the land, kiddo. That's what that is. Had I been walking with my grandpa, that's what he would have said to console the shock of that dead dog that day. Is, that feeds well the land, kid. So, Jesus was my dad that day, and that's kind of what he said to me. So, I put that in my hat, literally, and went back to work. I think it was in the same week. So a couple days later, I'm out on the farm, and it just starts pouring out of nowhere. Early morning rain, too. It was super, super cold. And I'm way far away from the barn on one of the slowest tractors ever. And it was a bigger tractor, so I literally have to stand up in the seat and, like, pull down on the steering wheel, use it for torque to, like, change, push my foot in the clutch. It was all I could do to run the machine. Anyway, and it's pouring. But here's what's really cool, a couple notes. The sound in a 900-acre tree farm is nothing but leaves. And that kind of rain, oh my gosh, I thought I ain't never heard heaven sing like this. That rain out there that day was something to behold. Anyway, I was freezing and I had on a cowboy hat. Well, silly me, I looked down after it had been raining for a while and poured all that water right into my lap. I was having a good time, but not. But the part of this story is, I actually parked the tractor near a thicket thinking that I wouldn't get as wet. I mean, really. And these birds, like up close box seats to Nat Geo, I noticed that I had parked next to this family of birds, and I could hear them chirping. And they were probably about 12 foot above me up in this broken, dead tree. And I saw the nest, and I see the little babies, and the mama with her wings, and I'm like, oh, check it out, raining on them too, so I ain't the only one stuck out here. Anyway, God asked me to pull off that tractor, and right below the tractor was this, I had stopped, because there's this huge dead log in the road. Obviously, it came from the broke tree that the birds are now living in. 103 dead tree lane, somewhere in Indiana, is where these birds live. And I stopped at that log. Well, God just immediately, when God talks to you, it's just it's a quick kiss. I mean, you just get it. And it might take you even, 15 minutes to tell somebody in our time with our language. But when you get something through love, through telepathy, it's really fast. So I just was like, I got this knowing to like get off the tractor, and all I did was put my foot on that dead log and smoke a cigarette. And I was bored, and I was getting wet, so my foot was playing with the ground, as we tend to do, kicking rocks, moving dirt. And so I kicked over this log. I rolled the log over, just curious to see what's underneath. But when I did that, there was all kinds of worms and big, all kinds of little squirrely things and little whatnots. Basically, it was Thanksgiving dinner for these birds. And so I watched that mama bird not give a damn about me, the human. And that's what was really cool, I think, what I took away. Is this mama bird left her stoop with those kids and flew down there and was just having a heyday with all the food that I had just unveiled to her. And then she took it back up there. And I was sitting on the tractor getting soaked along with the birds, but I didn't get a free lunch. They did. So while I was sitting there, the Lord was working it over with me, and he's like, "What'd you see there, kid?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, what did I see?" And the holy dad likes to walk things out with me like I am a child. So he asked me silly questions, hoping he don't get sarcasm. So when Jesus was like, "What'd you see there, kid?" It was, part of me was like, birds. What do you mean, what do I saw? And Jesus just touched my mind, and he gave me the teaching I'm going to give you now, those simple birds in the rain. Have I been a bird in the rain like that before? Hell yes. Have I been in this alive forest, but I'm the only one living in a dead damn tree? Yup. Birds can't fly in the rain. Well, neither can bumblebees. So that day they were hungry and they couldn't fly in the rain because it was pouring like crazy. Serenade of heaven, it was pouring so much. And those baby birds in the herd probably needed to eat, and there wasn't nothing coming, and they couldn't fly. Ever been able to not get to town? You know what I'm saying? That happened. I shouldn't have been there. I was out of my element, out of my habitat. A human being does not belong deep in the damn timberline on a rainy damn day. But that was the day that I was deep in the timberline. So Lord appointed my appointment that day to kick over one dead log out of that entire 900-acre square, forest for some birds to have Thanksgiving dinner really at my feet. And I thought, damn. And Jesus said, "Do you not, isn't there a Bible verse?" Because Jesus knows that he's talking to a layman that hadn't really fully read the Bible through and through. So Jesus takes all full delight in teaching me the Bible with my own physical feet as I walk through it with him and I. It's like a wander book. We're just walking through the Bible. It's really great. So Jesus says, "Hey, layman Laney, don't you remember that time I mentioned in the Bible something about don't worry like the birds? Don't worry like that of the birds." And I was like, "I do remember that." He said, "Well, now you got box seats. Did that bird need to worry about a rainy day, can't get to town to get worms from my kiddos? Nope, you provided out of the blue. You provided out of a situation that was impossible. It wasn't like that little bird was going to fly down to that big dead log and take his little birdie hands and flip over a log, a million times itself. Not happening. Has there ever been weight in your life, Lenny, where something was just too damn heavy to push over, too heavy to turn over, too heavy to carry? Oh, hell yeah, even if it was a dead log. Just like that bird, you didn't have hands to roll that over. No, I did not. But I'm going to send somebody with a hell of a boot stomp, and I'm going to park them right in front of your trouble, and I'm going to make them roll that log over without even having a thought. And that's what happened that day. I pulled up to that dead log, had me a cigarette, was messing around in the dirt due to human boredom, and just happened to kick that log over with my right foot and my boot heel like it was nothing. So God will send, and if not his own hand, to remove the things and roll them over in your life. And when that happens, there's an abundance underneath that. And that's what that bird learned that day. That bird and I was learning, in the same classroom of life. Me and that bird do not talk, or that bird and I, for those of you that use Grammarly, that bird and I, we don't even speak the same language, but we serve the same master. We got the same daddy, amen. We sit here and we live among the Creator. Yes, we do. And I need not worry like that of the birds. So me and that bird are damn brother and sister, really, because we just sat in the classroom of an Indiana farm and learned the same lesson. We both learned that on a rainy day, miracles come. That even though it's too big for me to lift, God will send a way. All I have to do is go chirp, 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 and there will be a Thanksgiving feast at my foot, at my doorstep, on my porch. Amen. So, by the time I figured all that out, I was in awe, and the rain had stopped. I was soaked, the birds were happy, and I was 1+ being a preacher for God. And that was a couple years back when I was like, I don't know why I got that job out there in the middle of the damn nowhere. And, it's got to be better reasons than getting buff that summer and getting a tan and getting well paid. Yeah, there was a lot of reasons why I had that job, and God used that job to talk to me And I was like, damn, my daddy good. I love this. I love this. All right, we're going to take a small break. We're going to stay right here in the leaves because I'm grounding myself. How come when we were kids and our parents grounded us, how come we didn't take a higher elevation to that? You grounded me to my room. Felt like a prison cell and stuff. You know, nowadays, like, we get grounded. It's like, go outside, put your arse on the earth. You know what I mean? So, you know what? My holy dad got me grounded today. So, and I love that because my butt is on all these leaves. It's beautiful, y'all. It's beautiful. All right, we're going to come back and talk some more. Oh, hey, side note, let's add this in. You know, the reason I told you about them turkey buzzards and that damn dog, the first lesson I learned that week was death feeds well the land. And if Jesus was John Wayne and my pappy that day, that's something he would have told this little kid at heart. You know, just, that's life, kid. Death feeds well the land. Yep, puppy, yep. And off to Mayberry I would have ran. Through 2 or 3 days later is when you had the hard rain, and I learned from the little birds in a tree about abundance and waiting and faith and impossible works. That's what the little birdies taught me. And in that situation. And what I'm understanding was, once again, death feeds well the land. So here you go, you got a dead log, and look at even the log's decay is causing a feed well of the land. That dog's decay was feeding a feed well of the land. These leaves will feed well the land. So there's shit dying in your life and falling away. Don't you worry, because the more dead shit that lands on the ground, the more the ground is fed well. Let it die, because the new fruit is coming. Amen. Mwah. Stay tuned, and like I say, always stay kind and stay the hell out of your mind.